Hi. So let's talk about conditions that you can't change. Because I feel like this is something that people sometimes get wrong about the law of attraction, and something that we are all dealing with constantly, especially now in this current world. So the law of attraction, practicing the law of attraction, is not about controlling conditions. It's not about controlling what is happening. It's not about controlling people around you or how they act. It is only about controlling your emotional state. That is the only thing you can ever do. You cannot control conditions. You can't control what's happening around you or what's happening in the world. Best way I can explain this. One of my friends came to me with a story about how they are currently feeling. So as I said, there are lots of conditions right now, especially in the world, that you cannot do anything about. And this friend was telling me about a certain person that we are all aware of. This person does very questionable things, to say the least, says very dumb things, to say the least. We all know who that is, right? So this friend comes to me and tells me, I am so sick and tired of this person. It's like the existence of this person and what they are doing in the world right now, it's starting to make me really bitter. So my friend is telling me that their emotional state is bitter. And we have had this conversation before. And it's like I can see the progression in their emotional state from feeling bothered and feeling that this is not fair, and just, generally feeling upset about things, to feeling now bitter about things. And I was thinking, what can I do for this friend? Because I can see how the emotional state is changing. I can see how they are using their energy and it's not benefiting them. So there are always a number of things you can do. You could choose to, if somebody comes to you with something like this, you could choose to just simply commiserate with them. You could get off on talking about how these things that are happening in the world are making you feel, and you could activate all of that in your vibration, and you could find all the reasons for why this is not a good thing happening and why you are feeling the way you're feeling. You could do all of that, right? But we had already been doing that before. And so, because I have been discovering that you don't need conditions like what's outside of you. You don't need this shit to change in order to feel better. You can feel better even though nothing is changing. This is what law of attraction and manifestation, that's actually what that is teaching you. It's not about just, these big dreams that you have. It's also about your everyday life. Law of attraction, turns out, is actually about self-empowerment. Isn't that crazy? It's teaching you that you can feel how you want to feel no matter what is happening. And if you think about it, that really is self-empowerment, because you are not waiting for anything or anybody to change so that you can feel better. And so, because we had already been having this conversation with this friend about how terrible all of these things are, and yes, 100% I agree. These things are terrible. Yes, I wish that they were different. But currently, they are not. And because this specific thing, and like all of these things happening in the world, they are being focused on by so many people, these things are not likely to go away anytime soon. And you know why that is? Because this is an attention-based universe. I've talked about this before. This is an attention-based universe. Anything you give your attention to is going to start coming to you, and it's going to start becoming more and becoming more and becoming more. So the more attention you give to this thing, it's just going to keep on coming more. And because so many people are focused on this thing and on this person and what they are doing and what they are saying, it is not going away anytime soon because it's being focused on. And law of attraction is responding. It's saying, this is what you're focused on, here's more of that. But like you, the individual you in your life, honestly, you don't have to be so affected by it. So affected by all of these things that are happening. There is a way to feel better anyway, even though these things are happening. So we started talking about this thing, right? And I basically ended up telling this friend that, we have been having this conversation for a while about this thing, and like all of your feelings about it are valid. I feel the same way. I am in complete agreement with you over this thing and wishing that it was different and all of that, but I think like at some point you have to come to this understanding that this thing is a condition you can do zero about right now. It doesn't matter what you do, this condition is going to keep on being there. So now you really have two choices. You can either feel better or you can feel worse. And in both cases, that condition is just going to continue to be there. That person is going to continue to be there and do the things that they are doing, right? So either you can take this condition and you can keep on looking at it and you can keep on talking about it and you can keep on, basically making yourself feel worse and worse by being focused on this thing so much, and this condition won't change. It's just that you will feel worse and worse. And now what is your emotional state then becoming? Yeah, it is becoming one of bitterness and sadness and powerlessness and like all of these things, right? And the law of attraction is responding to you too, in your own life. Sorry, my voice is going away. But the law of attraction is responding to you too, the individual you in your life. And now it's responding to how you feel, right? So you're gonna start getting back how you feel. And so you are focused on this condition that you cannot change. It doesn't even have to be this, person or any of these worldly conditions. You can take anything that's going on in your life right now that you're focused on, that you can't do anything about. Not really. But that you are using as your reason basically to feel worse and worse and worse. And so eventually you will end up, just like my friend, in this feeling of bitterness. And if you do nothing about it, remember, you are being responded to in your own life as well. Law of attraction now is going to start delivering to you things to feel bitter about. So it's just more and more stuff to complain about, more and more stuff to feel bad about. And that's not because you're doing something wrong, it's just because this is what you're focused on, and the law of attraction is saying that's what you're focused on, so here's more of that. Here's more things that feel like that feel like how you feel. So you could do that. You could focus on a condition that you can do nothing about, and this is what would happen. Or you could think about how, this condition, it's reality, right? It is happening in the world, and no, it's not fair, and it feels like all of these horrible things, I'm in complete agreement, by the way. Yes, it does feel that way. But you could think about that and realize, well, there's absolutely zero that I can do about this right now. I can't snap my fingers and make this thing go away. I can't look at that person and shout no at them and make them go away, because all of this stuff is just being continually focused into beingness because so many people are focused on it. So what is the thing that I can do, like for myself right now in my life, so that my life, this individual life that is me, could be better for me day to day? I could find something to do or something to think that would make me feel better. I could find something more fun to do than being focused on stuff that I can't do anything about, that is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And what you would discover is that if you do that, your days, your personal life is better because of it. Because you have now picked out of your own head reasons to do something more fun for yourself. So now the law of attraction is always responding to you. So it's going to give you more things that feel more like fun, more like fun interactions with people, more fun things happening. Like, you get it, right? It's about what you're focused on. And as I said before, this condition is not going to change no matter what you do. So you might as well just go and look for fun things to do. That person's not going to go anywhere. They're going to continue to do the stupid things that they do, right? But you really don't have to be so damn focused on it. And I was telling this friend too, like, this person does not deserve all of your attention. They do not deserve all of your energy focused onto them. Because if you are doing that, it's like this condition is now sucking all the energy out of you, so that you sooner or later will have nothing left for yourself, and you will have nothing left for the people around you, the people in your actual life, the people that matter most to you. You won't have any energy left for them. And you don't really want that, do you? So, and because I know that this person is actually an optimist, which is a great thing. So I know that they are somebody that wants to feel better and that wants to feel good, and I know that they are somebody that can do this for themselves and that has been doing this. Like, you don't have to know the law of attraction. You don't have to know anything about this manifestation business in order to do that. And if this is the first time, like if my videos for some reason are the introduction to this whole topic for you, then you would probably know that you actually you've been doing pretty well. Like you know how to find things that are fun for you to do or that make you feel better. Like, you know all of that. So now it turns out that basically you have been practicing the law of attraction all along. You just didn't know that you were doing that. If you have been practicing any form of self-empowerment, well, this is what it is. It's all the same thing. It's just, this is explained with different words and different concepts, but it's all the same thing. It is all self-empowerment. You have already been doing that. And so this friend is the same way. It's not like they are, as aware or as focused or as interested in the law of attraction specifically as I am. But I know that they know how to make themselves feel better without conditions changing. They have been doing that. So I would just remind them of that. I would remind them of who they really are. They are not this bitter person that they are becoming because they're focused on this thing that they can't do anything about. Like, who they really are is a joyful person, an optimist, somebody that looks for things to appreciate and things to be grateful about. That's who they really are. And I know that they can do that for themselves. So I would just remind them that at some point, you're gonna have to withdraw your attention from this condition that you cannot change. And just look for reasons to feel better. Look for reasons to feel relief. And you will find them, I promise you, you will find them. The only thing that you can control, always, this has always been true and this will always be true, is your emotional state. It's not the conditions. So you might as well do that. It's the only thing you can control anyway. And in that moment, like, I wasn't sure, like maybe I was being too harsh, like I thought in my own head, like maybe I'm being too firm with this person, and maybe it can be hard to decide what to do in these situations, because, you know, it's one thing if your friend comes to you and they really have something that they are struggling with that is like a really big problem and they need to talk through it. Like, that's one thing. In that case, I think you should do that, because you can come to some new perspectives if you do that. But if this is just something that they can't change anyway, and they are sort of getting into this kind of like complaining a little bit about things they can't change in that kind of mode, then especially if you can tell what they are doing with their energy and that it's not serving them, and that eventually this energy is going to start turning into things for them that they really don't want in their life, then I think it's better to kind of try to steer this in the direction of like getting real with them a little bit and being like, what are you focused on right now? Because this is going to start turning into things. And you don't have to be so focused on this. You really don't have to. So I wasn't sure. I thought maybe I'm being too firm. Like maybe they would like me to like commiserate with them about this thing, but I mean, I know that they can make themselves feel better. Like I know that that's who they are and that's what they mainly do. And I can see evidence in their life that, yeah, they are doing it. Even though they don't know anything about law of attraction, like at least they don't know it in the way that I know it, but you don't need to know it, you know. It's just I am obsessed with this thing, but you don't really have to be. And so I just said what I said, right? You have to withdraw your attention from this and just remember who you are, and really you can feel better, even though these things are happening. And like I swear it was the next day that this person came back to me and they said, you know, I was really thinking about what you said, and I had been thinking about this whole concept myself too, like about feeling better basically. And this morning I woke up and I was just more focused on like trying to like control my own thoughts. And I feel quite happy today. Like even though like condition is the same, right? That shit is the same. Nothing has changed about that, but my friend feels better. So they're like, I feel happier now, because I'm more focused on what I'm thinking about this thing, rather than being focused on this condition that I can't do anything about anyway. So I think I'll just go and do whatever are the things that make them feel better, right? And I was like, I didn't say that to them, but I wanted to, like in my head, I was thinking, yes, there it is. Like I knew you could do it. I almost want to throw a party right now for your discovery that you can do it. And so just like my friend, you, I'm looking at you, you can do it too. Yeah, lots of terrible things happening in the world right now, but they are not going anywhere anytime soon. They are just going to continue to become more, because they are being focused on by so many people. So at some point you have to decide that you're not going to ruin your own day and just get on with something that would be better for you, that would feel better for you. Again, these things are going to continue to exist no matter what you do. But in one example, you are getting focused on these things and basically ruining your own day. And in the other example, you actually could have a pretty good day. And remember, law of attraction is always responding to how you feel. So even in this world that feels so terrible, things can still go well. Things can still go better for you individually. Why? Because you are not getting all of this stuff active in your vibration to the point that you start going through all of these terrible situations. Like it's your emotional state that's being responded to. So I just wanted to remind you of that, just like I reminded my friend. This bitter, depressed person that you may be feeling like you are, that's not who you are. You are just focused on all of these things and thinking thoughts about these things that are making you feel that way. But you don't have to do that. You can do something else. You can find things that feel better for you just because you want to. And if you've been listening to me, then you would know that this is going to start turning into things for you that feel better, because that's what your emotional state personally is dictating to the universe. You're going to get back how you feel. So that's all I have to say about that. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.